Please,
Prabhuji.
please tell about yourself a little bit so that we know.
Sir, myself, Dr. Deepti Shukla. I belong to Kota, Rajasthan. I'm ophthalmologist working in Railway Hospital, Kota.
And how did you join our program?
1 month before.
You have registered in our LGLG course.
Ji, Guruji.
Thank you so much. You are very wonderful. Thank you for joining and chanting. Lord bless you. Thank you so much. We are very happy to have your association in the morning session. Dr. Ratori.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Raturi. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I am Dr. Raksha Raturi and I am medical officer in Roorkee. And yes, sir.
So how did you come to our program?
Sir, initially I used to hear your program, Bhagavad Gita. And then Rahul Prabhu told me about you.
And have you joined our LGLG program?
No, sir.
Learn Gita, live Gita.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have
you have joined.
Yes, sir. I have joined with my husband. He is also a doctor and
wow, what a family. What a family. Lord bless all of you. Lord bless Dr. Dipti Shukla and Dr. D.P. Ratori. And we are very happy to have your association, your morning chanting. Hopefully.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Sir, we need your blessing.
No, we are, by giving your association, you are already blessed. You are already blessed.
Thank you so much, sir. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And I think others are all our known people. So anybody who is not known to us want to introduce? Let me check. D.P. Rathore, Dr. Shukla, Durgesh, Hamsapriya, Harish Bhagwani, Kalpataru, Kamran Singh, Saroj Rawat. I think so, everybody is known then. So we will start our Bhagavad Gita session. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janapallava Girivaradari
Girivaradari
Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yasodanandana Vrajijana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Sadanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Sadanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotra Huttasri Srimad Bhangre Sabhaya Charanarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotra Huttasri Srimad Bhangre Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Bhagavatam Ki. Sri
Jai.
Dev Srila Giriraj Krishna Shri Radharaman Ki.
Jai.
Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Jai.
Jai.
Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki.
Jai.
Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Jai.
Jai.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, the son of Drona punished. Text 40. Suta Vacha
Sutta Vacha
Evam Parikshata Dharmam
Evam
Evam
Parikshata
Pariksha Dharmam
Partha Krishnena Choditaha
Partha Krishna Chodita
Naichad Dhantum Guru Sutam
Naichadhantum Guru Sutam
Yadyapi Atmahanam Mahan
Yadyapi Atmahanam Mahan.
Suta Vacha
Sut Uvacha
Evam Parikshata Dharmam
Evam Parikshata Dharmam
Partha Krishnena Choditaha
Partha
Tha
Krishna
Krishnena Chodita
Naichadhantum Guru Sutam
Naichadhantam Guru Shutam
Yadyapyatmahanam Mahan.
Yadyapayatmahanam Mahan.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Sutta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashottama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. Purport: Arjuna was a great soul, undoubtedly, which is proved here also. He is encouraged herein personally by the Lord to kill the son of Drona, but Arjuna considers that the son of his great teacher should be spared, for he happens to be the son of Dronacharya, even though he is an unworthy son, having done all sorts of heinous acts. Whimsically, for no one's benefit, Lord Sri Krishna encouraged Arjuna outwardly just to test Arjuna's sense of duty. It is not that Arjuna was incomplete in the sense of his duty, nor was Lord Sri Krishna unaware of Arjuna's sense of duty. But Lord Sri Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. The gopis were put to such test as well. Prahlad Maharaj was also put to such test. All pure devotees come out successful in their test by the Lord. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Vaksya Satarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining in this Bhagavatam class. Very wonderful point here Sutta Goswami is making, that Arjuna was tested by Krishna. Krishna gave unambiguous verdict that this Asatva must be killed. So normally when you have lost your own son and Krishna is telling you, kill him, you will not even think for a moment, you will kill. In our sojourn, many times we are propelled to become the actor. And just we want the sanction. This is right. To act is in our trait. We have been acting as an actor. We think things are happening according to us. And that is why, given a chance, we would act. And unfortunately, every action of ours comes back to us as a reaction. Simple. Suppose you start finding a fault with your friend, with your near and dear ones, with your rivals, with your enemy. The moment you meditate on that fault, suddenly you will see that fault is there already within you now. Right? Like a simple common sense. I had a friend when we were together, we started practicing Krishna consciousness. So in those days, whenever we enjoyed kadi chawal, so in kadi, there will be hara mircha. And I was not habituated to eat this hara mircha. So I will keep it aside, but my friend would enjoy it very peacefully. I would always poke him, you are eating hari mirch, simple thing. And in my unknown thing, now I'm a habitual hari mirch eater. Simple thing. And you think about fault finding. The moment you find fault, you see somebody is envious. The moment you see other is envious, then you would suffer from that very envy. But if you see somebody is envious, if you are able to empathize that he's suffering, because if I am envious, you will not suffer. I would suffer. If I am envious, I would suffer, not you. So if I pray to a person, when I see somebody is envious, if I pray to Krishna, oh Krishna, he's suffering so much by his envy, please help him. That is the only way we can counteract. Otherwise, the moment we see others' fault, that very fault would attack us. This is how is subtle the mechanism of this world. action and reaction is very, very dangerous. We are not supposed to act. Just thinking, finding fault. That means you are meditating on somebody's fault. That is an action. And it is attacking you. And what about your very action, killing someone? Or, making a plan or hatching a plan to put someone in danger, like the Kauravas did, right? And they were all annihilated. They were all annihilated. From Karna to Kauravas, Drona, Bhishma, everybody got annihilated, my dear friend. So we don't realize that how actorship destroys. Yesterday, I was making questions, quiz question. So I was reading a very important statement of Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada was saying that material nature consists of three modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. And then he says, these three modes, they naturally act under the influence of time, eternal time. This eternal time is the potency of Krishna, and actions are happening. Actions are happening. Actions are happening. And those very actions are creating our future lives. And we are unaware. So if we know that we are devotee of Krishna, we are instrument of Krishna, we should not be in modes. Otherwise, you don't have to do anything. You have to be in the mode, and the mode will make you to act. You will be helpless. And then you will say, how could I do this? How could I do this? Right? Srila Prabhupada, I think after many, many years, I'm reading again. I read again yesterday the entire introduction to Bhagavad Gita because I have to make questions. And believe me, every sentence of that 31 pages enlivened me again and again. I had a newer and newer sense of happiness within reading. Prabhupada was telling how a jiva can be satisfied. Prabhupada is saying, jiva can only be satisfied if Krishna is satisfied. And how can Krishna be satisfied? Become his instrument, follow his instructions. Meaning, understand Bhagavad Gita and follow it. So, dear friends, Krishna unequivocally stated Arjuna that you kill Asatthama. In all manner, he is fit to be killed. But Arjuna was reluctant to kill him. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Even after Krishna is saying, when Krishna told Arjuna to fight, he fought. But now he is telling to kill Asatthama. He is not killing because now there is no battle. Battle is over. And killing Asatthama, suppose I want to punish X. By punishing X, I'm also punishing X near and dear ones. X must have a wife or a husband. X must have a father and mother or son. All of them will be punished because if I punish X. So it is not an easy decision to punish someone just like that or harm someone just like that. Even if it is, in this case, from Arjuna's point of view, he sees if he kills Asatthama, it is like he's killing Asatthama's mother, Kripi, because Kripi, who is Dronacharya's wife, Krupacharya's sister, she is now widowed. She needs protection. She and her son is her protector, because according to our Shastra, women must be protected. That is how we can give them best respect. They must be protected, because by design, women need protection. We cannot say, oh, men and women are equal. Yes, everybody is equal in terms of soul. Everybody is equal. An ant is equal to us. Plant is equal to us, but plant needs protection. Animals need protection. So also, women, they need protection by design, by Krishna's design. So many ways pure devotees are put to test by Krishna. Because Arjuna has to compose himself and has to realize many things happen by Krishna's arrangement. Time is so powerful, and by the influence of time only, Draupadi's all sons have been killed by Satyama, and he should not get again involved in the action and reaction and muddy his own future. Whenever we act, somebody says something, immediately you give a reply without thinking, and then there is okay. So in Queen Kunti's prayer, which we are going to read very soon, we are going to read Queen Kunti's prayer. Queen Kunti is saying, you are impartial to everyone, but the so-called quarrel happened, or the battle happened, or the battle happening, or we fight each other. It is because of due to the social intercourse. What is social intercourse? Social intercourse means when we meet each other, when we interact with each other, our modes, they act. So that is why when we interact with each other, we have to make sure we are not in the mode. Otherwise, there is a great danger, my dear friend, great danger. So let us see how Arjuna is going to pass this test. After reaching his own camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend and charioteer Sri Krishna, entrusted the murderer unto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murdered sons. When I was in Chennai, I was hearing a pravachan. By one saint, and he was telling that battle is over. It is devastating. It is devastating for everyone. Everyone was devastated. And Pandavas, although victorious, they are not celebrating. Pandavas are not celebrating their victory. They didn't want this battle in the first place. They engaged because Krishna wanted. But this battle is the cause of killing of so many. Who would rejoice such a battle? But battle has happened. Now Draupadi was in the camp with her daughter, with her sons. And obviously her sons are very small, 12-year, 13-year, 14-year, 15-year. They're very young. And they were also devastated. They are very highly affected. And Draupadi was pacifying them that everything happens by Krishna's arrangement. Time is most powerful. All our actions, whenever we have become an actor, time notices. We should never become an actor, my dear friend. One thing we have to learn throughout our spiritual life, how not to become an actor. Allow Krishna to act. And we surrender to the will of Krishna. Then we'll see what Krishna wants. The moment we act, we can never see what Krishna wants. our actorship would drag us to our own graveyard. So Draupadi was pacifying. The children were feeling very happy by hearing the ambrosial nectar emanating from the lotus mouth of Draupadi. Draupadi is not an ordinary lady. She is a devotee. She is devotion personified. Her devotion to Krishna is impeccable. She is in Sakhya Rasa with Krishna. And you can imagine what a personality Draupadi must be, and how she must have pacified all her children. And then children were telling, and Draupadi suddenly said, "Oh sons, please sleep. Please sleep. And I would go and attend your fathers, because they must be very tired after a grueling warfare. They need my service. Allow me." And children won't allow. They would pester Draupadi to stay as long as she can. And finally Draupadi says, "No, enough, I have to go." And then children make an appeal. They say, "You must wake up us in the morning. We are sleeping and you must wake up us in the morning." And the saint was telling, and I could feel his emotion. He was like, the saint was like, being torn apart. And the morning is not there for Draupadi to see her sons. They have been brutally murdered. And Draupadi is lamenting her sons. Just imagine, for a mother, she could not keep the promise that she would wake up these children. She could not keep up her promise. She is lamenting. Arjuna has promised that he would bring the head of Asatthama. But now he brought not Asatthama's head, but Asatthama encased in a net. It's almost like, I don't know, it's I think 2012, 13, or before that in Chennai, I was hearing this lecture, and still I'm remembering the whole thing, because I never realized that such a thing would have happened previous night. Draupadi's interaction with her children are killed brutally. So if you go by details of every individual's life, it is a journey of lot of difficulty, lot of distress, lot of suffering. But as a devotee, we equipoise ourselves. We control our emotion. We self-situate ourselves and see the bigger picture, the Krishna's plan. That is the only way to become happy. If you know this is what is Krishna's plan, if Krishna's plan is that I be killed, so be it. That is Krishna's plan. If Krishna's plan is I be killed, so be it. I should be very peaceful. This is what is the ultimate form of Krishna consciousness. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, the transcendental relation of Arjuna with Krishna is dearmost friendship. And the Bhagavad Gita, Lord himself has claimed Arjuna as his dearmost friend. Bhakto si me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etaduttamam. Every living being is thus related with Supreme Lord by some sort of affectionate relation. either a servant or as a friend or as a parent or as an object of conjugal love. Everyone thus can enjoy the company of the Lord in the spiritual realm if he at all desires and sincerely tries for it by the process of Bhakti Yoga. Dear devotees, just look at the situation, what is happening. We are not reading a story. This is an event that occurred in the life of Draupadi and her husband's 5 Pandav brothers who are completely surrendered to Krishna. And now you see Draupadi's reaction. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Draupadi then saw Asatthama was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well-behaved, she showed him due respect as a Brahmana. How do you show a respect to a Brahmana? You offer immediate obeisances to a Brahmana, and Draupadi is offering obeisances to Asatthama. Can you imagine? Her children are being killed, and she is offering respect to the very person who is a killer. He is not seeing the killer in Asatthama. He is seeing Asatthama in Asatthama, Dronacharya. She is seeing in Asatthama, Krupi, his mother. These are the exalted ways of devotees. Asatthama was condemned by the Lord himself. He was treated by Arjuna just like a culprit, not like the son of a Brahmana or a teacher. But when he was brought before Srimati Draupadi, she, although be grieved for the murder of her sons, although the murderer was present before her, could not withdraw the due respect generally offered to a Brahmana or to the son of a Brahmana. This is due to her mild nature as a woman. Women as a class are no better than boys, and therefore they have no discriminatory power like that of a man. Asatthama proved himself to be an unworthy son of Dronacharya or of a Brahmana. For this reason, he was condemned by the greatest authority, Lord Sri Krishna. Yet a mild woman could not withdraw her natural courtesy for a Brahmana. Even to date, in a Hindu family, a woman shows proper respect to Brahmana caste, however fallen and heinous a Brahmana bandhu may be. But the men have begun to protest against Brahma bandhus who are born in families of good Brahmanas, but by actions are less than Sudras. The specific words used in the sloka are Bhama Swabhava, mild and gentle by nature. A good man or woman accepts anything very easily, but a man of average intelligence does not do so. But anyway, we should not give up our reason and discriminatory power just to be gentle. One must have good discriminatory power to judge a thing on its merit. We should not follow the mild nature of a woman and thereby accept which is not genuine. Asatthama may be respected by a good-natured woman, but that does not mean that he is as good as a genuine Brahmana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Prabhupada in a specific mood, he is saying that Asatthama should not have been respected by Draupadi. It is not only Draupadi is a woman, Draupadi is a pure devotee of Krishna. Draupadi is not an ordinary lady. She is Satyavesa avatar of Krishna. Arjuna, Draupadi, Yudhishthira, Bhima, all of them are Satyavesa avatar of Krishna. They are highly empowered by Krishna. They are not ordinary personalities. And but it's amazing. In one hand, you are grieving for the murder of your sons, 5 sons. On the other hand, you are able to give, or you are able to forgive the murder of your sons. For me, I can't conceive this. I can't conceive this. This is possible. That for small thing we become so vengeful. We remember the insult, the torture for lifelong. Here, a lady is able to forgive a person who is the cause of her, like for a mother to see her sons are being killed is like a death, worse than death. No mother would like their sons to be dead. Every mother would like that I should die before I see such a situation. So for me, I can't. I cannot digest how Draupadi could actually forgive Aswathama and still offer obeisances to Aswathama. It is an exalted nature of a devotee. So, but anyway, we'll continue this discussion. Already 8:15. So, thank you very much for joining. Any question you have? So, we will take up. When I preach somebody, if he does not get convinced, so I think that where Manish Sati is saying something. Can someone project the question?
Yes, sir, I'm projecting, sir. Manish Sati Prabhu is asking, when I preach somebody and if he does not get convinced, so I think that I am not pure. So I will not be able to convince him. So do I think right, or there is any other cause?
Yeah, that thinking is not a bad thinking, but we should not stop from convincing someone. Uh, we should still show our passion, show our eagerness to convince someone and pray to Krishna, oh Krishna, please help me, or please be situate in his heart, not as a neutral Paramatma, but as a guide, and talk to him. Whatever I'm saying is speaking from Shastra, and you can make, oh Krishna, you can make him to understand what I'm speaking. So such prayers should be there. But we should go on, even we speak 100 and maybe one will be convinced. So you should celebrate, even 1 out of 100 is getting convinced. Because in this world, everybody is a revolter. We are all revolting against the authority of Krishna. So if one is mending his ways, that is the time for celebration. Next. Tarun Reddy, if we know that we are devotees of Krishna or instrument of Krishna, we should not be in modes. How to be free from modes in interaction with devotees, especially when we are very much inclined to modes of passion and social interaction? To be in the mood of Sankirtana. When we are in the association of devotees, we should be always thinking we should always remain in the mood of Sankirtan, how to go out, preach, how to distribute Bhagavad Gita, how to distribute holy name to others, how to cook bhoga for Krishna and offer prasadam to others. So we should be always in the mood of Sankirtana. That is the only way, my dear friend. No other way. No other way. Next. Amrit Panda, you have repeatedly said that we cannot learn about Krishna by our own attempt unless he reveals to us. But Srila Prabhupada is one of his lectures said instead of just reading, hearing in routine manner, we should be in an attitude of learning something today. I could not reconcile these two things. I don't know what is the problem. Learning means when we start learning, how learning happens. How learning happens? Learning happens when Krishna reveals certain things to us. We cannot even understand anything. Why? X understands physics and Y doesn't understand physics. Both are studying. So simply studying doesn't mean learning. In learning, there is another thing. That is super soul. He must reveal. Everybody cannot become a mathematician. Everybody cannot become a doctor. Everybody cannot become a leader. So Krishna empowers everyone with a specific ability. Similarly, when everybody is not empowered with physics study. Everybody is not empowered with chemistry study, but everybody can be empowered with Krishna study, because that is our rightful claim. Each one of us, we can understand devotional service, the nature of the absolute truth, and the devotional process. These things we can easily understand if Krishna reveals. That is learning. Learning means Krishna reveals. Yes, next. Learn Gita, live Gita. Who is this person? No name person, learn Gita, live Gita. We should not become Sarvagya Gauranga. We should not become an actor, but while doing some services in subtle level, we think that I am doing. If we don't think so, how can we get that person to do those services effectively? Now, if when you are doing service to Krishna, one is that you served Krishna, the other is Krishna engaged you. So there is a difference. In the beginning, it is fine that I'm doing a service to Krishna, because then you are using your false ego in the service to Krishna. But once you want to progress beyond that level, then you have to realize that it is because of Krishna's internal potency, just like Krishna's external potency makes certain things happen. Similarly, Krishna's internal potency makes certain things happen, and I am just an instrument. So that realization must come. But when I say actor means, suppose two devotees are interacting, one started hurling bad words, the other person should immediately withdraw and should say, my dear devotee, thank you very much. Probably I made a mistake. Let us think over it or sleep over it, and then we will discuss. And one must withdraw, because it requires two hands to clap. One hand cannot clap. So when one is reacting, if other also reacts, then two actors would collide, and then there would be Mahabharata. Next. I think we should stop already 8:23. I should take last question. Harish Bhagwani. Harish Bhagwaniji was there in Vrindavan just now. How do we understand the point here in our context regarding Arjuna, a pure devotee following Krishna, killing Asatthama as well as not killing him? In our case, when there is a direct instruction by Krishna, as we are in the modes of nature, know that whether Krishna wants to do, wants to test us, or we should directly act as per instruction. Harishji, we are not so advanced to put up, that we'll be put in such a very, very difficult test. We are very, very, very small entities. For us, we just have to give the taste that we are not in Maya, we are in devotional service. That taste, if we are passing day in, day out, that is the best thing. Every moment of our life, if we are able to ensure that I am not in Maya, I am in Sankirtan, I am doing something related to Krishna. If I pass that test, that is the biggest test, right? If I am able to remember Krishna's instruction in the form of Bhagavad Gita and in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, if I am able to memorize slokas every day, if I am able to chant my rounds regularly, if I am able to do some service in association with other devotees. So these are the things that I have to test. Okay. I think that we should stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Vancha kalpataruvasya kripa sindhu vacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo.